Japon, and I'm going to report the responding to emergencies with my partner, Alner B. Kuwigan. When you encounter a victim who has been injured in an accident or suddenly becomes ill, you follow four basic emergency action principles, regardless of the specific situation or the victim's condition. These principles are guide to the first aid you give, and they provide the victim with the best opportunity for recovery. This responding to emergencies outlines how to follow the emergency action principles to ensure your safety and that of others in emergency, to check for life-threatening situations, and to provide care for the victim. In Chapter 1, you learn that with your first aid training, you can make a difference in an emergency. You may even save a life. You learn how to recognize an emergency, how to respond, how to prevent, and prepare for emergencies. Most importantly, you learn that your decision to act is vital to the victim's survival. You can always do something to help. In this chapter, you will learn a plan of action to guide you through any emergency. When an emergency occurs, you may at first feel confused, but you can train yourself to remain calm and think before you act. Ask yourself, what do I need to do? How can I help most effectively? These four emergency action principles answer this question. They are your plan of action for an emergency. Emergency action principles. First, survey the scene. Then, begin a primary survey. Then, phone emergency personnel or call an emergency personnel for help. Then, do a secondary survey. When responding to an emergency, first, survey the scene. Once you recognize that an emergency has occurred and decide to act, you must make sure the emergency scene is safe for you and to any bystanders. Take time to survey and answer the following question. First, is the scene is safe for you and to the victims and to other bystanders? Then, what happened? Look around, see if any dangers are there or coming through. Then, how many victims are there? Then the last one, can bystanders help? When you survey the scene, look for anything that may threaten your safety and that of the victim and bystanders. Just for example,
fallen power line, fallen rocks, flood, fire, smoke, and whether in deep or swift moving water.
once you reach the victim, quickly survey the scene again to see if it's still safe. At this point, you may see other dangers, clues to what happened, or victims and bystanders that you did not notice before. As a rule, do not move the victim unless there is an immediate danger, such as fire, poisonous fumes, or an unstable structure. In this case, try to move the victim as quickly as possible without making the situation worse. If there is no immediate danger, tell the victim not to move. Warn bystanders not to move the victim. Identify yourself. When you approach, try not to alarm the victim. Try to position yourself close to the victim's eyes level. Speak in a calm and positive manner. Identify yourself to the victim and bystanders. Ask if you can help. Tell them that you have some first aid training. This may provide reassurance. Before giving first aid, you must get a conscious victim's permission to give the person's care. If the person is able to communicate, this permission is called consent. The conscious victim has the right to either refuse or accept care. In an emergency, where a person is unconscious or breathing seriously and unable to communicate, the law will infer the consent of the injured person. However, the consent will apply only to conditions that threaten the life or the future health of the person. With an infant or child, ask the supervising adult for consent. If a person refuses your help, stay nearby if possible and ask someone to call the emergency personnel. The professionals who arrive will deal with the situation. The next emergency action principles is to perform a primary survey for life-threatening conditions. In every emergency situation, you must first look for conditions that are in immediate threat to the victim's life. This second emergency action principle is called the primary survey. In the primary survey, you check if the conscious state, airway, breathing, circulation, and severe bleeding. Determine if the victim is conscious. Shake the victim gently by the shoulders. Ask, "What is your name?" Give a simple command such as, "Squeeze my hand. Now let it go." A victim who does not respond is unconscious. If you are alone and the victim is unconscious, shout for help. Unconsciousness is a life-threatening condition. When a person is unconscious, the tongue relaxes and may fall to the back of the throat, blocking the airway. This can cause breathing to stop. Soon after, the heart will stop beating. If unconscious, prepare to turn the victim on the side. Then, the victim on the side in lateral position. Clear the mouth of any foreign matter using your finger. Tilt the victim's head to open the airway. Then, check for breathing. Look, listen, feel for breathing for up to 5 seconds. When performing this action, do the jaw support procedure. You may need to support the victim's jaw to keep an open airway. When the victim is on the side, use the pistol grip technique. After performing the jaw support, check the airway. Then check for breathing and circulation. This is what you call the ABC process. A stands for airway, B for breathing, and C for circulation. A conscious person who can speak, cough, or cry is breathing. However, you may not know if an unconscious person is breathing until you check. If the victim is breathing, the chest will rise and fall. However, chest movement by itself does not mean air is reaching the lung. You must also listen and feel for signs of breathing. Position yourself so you can hear and feel air as it escapes from the nose and mouth. At the same time, watch the rise and fall of the lower chest and upper abdomen. Take the time to look, listen, and feel for breathing for a full 3 to 5 seconds. If breathing normally, keep the victim lying in a stable position on the side, with the head tilted backward, jaw supported, and face pointed slightly downwards to keep the airway open. In making the call, send a bystander or possibly two to make the call. Tell the caller to ring 000 or the local number to call. Tell the caller to give the operator the necessary information. Most operators will ask for the following important facts, like give the exact address or location of the emergency, the name of the city or town, give the names of the nearby cross streets, roads, landmarks, the name of the building, the floor, and the room number. When the first user arrives, perform the secondary survey. Secondary survey is the fourth And the last step is emergency action principle in responding to emergencies. The secondary survey has three basic steps. First, question the victim and bystanders. Check the vital signs. And do a head-to-toe examination. If it is useful to write down the information you find during the secondary survey to give to ambulance personnel when they arrive. For a unconscious victim, check the pulse. First, look for the carotid pulse. Then, take the radial pulse. Then do a head-to-toe examination by checking the ABC process, the airway, breathing, and its circulation. If the victim is conscious, also do a head-to-toe examination. First, ask the victim to move her head from side to side to check if the neck is not injured. Then, checking the arms by asking the victim to bend her arms one at a time. Then, checking the legs, ask the victim to bend her legs one at a time. In this case, the first aider saw the right arm of the victim was injured. In this case, do the first aid procedure. Once you complete the secondary survey, provide care for any specific injuries you find. Provide care for the victim until the ambulance personnel arrive. To an unconscious victim, do the same process. Provide the first aid. After providing a first aid, you need to provide care once complete the secondary survey. To provide care for the victim until ambulance personnel arrive, follow these general steps. Prevent further injury. Monitor the ABC. Help the victim to rest in the most comfortable position. Maintain normal body temperature. Reassure the victim. Provide any specific care needed.
When responding to emergency, tips that you have to know is to react. This simple acronym to help to remember to stay calm. R stands for recognize the emergency. E Environment. Size up how many victims are there. A. Assess the victim. C. Call for help. Call 911 or ask the bystander to call for a help. C. Treat the victim. Thank you and God bless everyone. Thank you for listening. My name is John Paul Sapon and this is Responding to Emergencies with my partner Alner B. Kawigan. Thank you.
Nang kita ay makilala, nagpatulo ang laway ko, pinti ko ay nangatog, ako'y sumemplang at nauntog. Ewan ko, ano bang meron ka, kikay na to'y napaamo mo, nabihag mo ang puso kong pihikan, agad na in love sa'yo. Ikaw ba ay isang troka at naa-addict ako? Isang kindat mo lang mapapatambling na ako.